Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I've got a 2023 Ford Mustang GT, but this one has a 10-speed automatic transmission. This is not a 6-speed manual. I actually wanted the 10-speed automatic because a lot of people don't know how great that transmission really is. Now remember, it's not going to be like a 6-speed. It's not going to be so direct, but if you're into building for crazy horsepower or anything like that, I'm telling you, the 10-speed is probably the way to go. It is so quick, so awesome. And we're gonna do a POV. I'm also gonna put the mic on the exhaust. It sounds absolutely incredible. From the factory, this thing actually has some pretty nice tips. Check this out. Look at that. Super nice. And it does have a valve, so you can control how loud it is. And obviously I leave it on loud because I am a car enthusiast and I love having the sound of the raw engine come through. This thing is going to have 450 horsepower, 410 pounds of torque, and it's a 5-liter V8. It's a Coyote. If you didn't know that yet, that's what it is. And it is one of the best engines you could possibly tune. It has the best flowing heads, I think, in the V8 compartment. And these things is probably one of the best V8s in modern day. I know the LS guys and the Charger guys are gonna hate me, but I'm just being straight up honest, guys. So I'm gonna show you guys the exterior first, then we're gonna go into the interior, then let's go take it for a drive. Now, before I start this video, I gotta thank the sponsor, Billy Howell Ford. Thank you so much for allowing me to borrow this car to make this video. And guys, if you are interested in a new or used vehicle, go check them out. I'm gonna put a link down in the description to their website. Most of you watching this already know what a Mustang looks like, but I'm gonna go over a few things here that just really stand out to me when it comes to the 6th generation, yes, 6th generation of Ford Mustang. Man, they are looking so good with the aggressive front end, beautiful headlights, nice bumper. I love how everything is really symmetric, and they tried to keep everything very aerodynamic, but also very aggressive, right? So when you look at this, it doesn't look fat and it doesn't look skinny. It just has like a nice, mean look to that. And look at that bumper, guys. Look at that aggression. I mean, look at all that right there. I mean, that is great job, Ford. Great job with the design department. Someone needs a raise. Super nice splitter right there. All the headlights are going to be LED. You have LED turn signals, and you're also going to have LED fog lights as well, and some nice ventilation right there as well. That's going to probably help feed. Yeah, it's probably going to go to the interior of the vehicle. I don't see any. Oh, there is a little bit right there. Look at that, guys. There's an air vent right there to help feed air out of the bumper. The hood actually has active ventilation as well. I thought that was fake when I first checked out the vehicle, but then if you look at it really close, it's actually open and you can see some like porting there. The thing is that I've always loved about the Mustang is the body lines. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do like the Chevy Camaro, but I do think the Mustang looks better because it's a little bit more sleek. The Camaro does look good, especially like a ZL1, but the Mustang just has such a good look. Especially I like the finish in the rear. You're gonna have GT in the back. You're also gonna have a little bit of good space. I mean, that's pretty nice, guys. That's pretty deep. I could get in there. I'm not gonna get in there for you guys yet. We haven't hit 10,000 subscribers, but one day I'll hop in the trunk for you guys. Little pull latch just in case you lock your brother in there. A lot of people don't realize Mustang lights are not flush in the rear. They have an angle to them. You can actually like stick your finger in there, but not this way. It's only in there. So I always thought that was an interesting thing about the GTs. I saw that when they first created this design here. That's a pretty nice finish because what it is, it's not square and it's not round. It just gives you the ability to do many things when it comes to body kits, when it comes to wheel design. There's a lot of things you could do when you have a body that's not 100% square or 100% round. You can really play with the car and make it look the way you want it to look. Again, super nice exhaust tips, nice and big, and you also have a flap right there. Very visible and easy to get to, just like any Mustang, guys. So this is a Ford. They make these things to last. That's the thing I really love about the Mustang. They last forever. They don't give you any issues, and they really perform. Buck for performance, this is probably one of the best cars you can have. Now, I know you can go with a BMW, you can go with a Supra, you can go with many other cars, but starting at right under $50,000 for the 5.0, guys, you're talking about a few bolt-ons can get you into a mid 11-second car in the quarter mile. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're actually going to pop the hood and show you guys the engine, because that is what is so important when it comes to the Mustang. That's what's held Mustang together. So this is the 5.0 Coyote. Everything is super easy to get to. Huge intake there, and then everything down there, you see your serpentine belt, you see your water pump. This is classic. This is exactly what a performance car should be. Nothing is too complicated. Nice and simple, and that's just the way it should be, guys. So let's go into the interior and let me show you guys around here. So the inside looks really good. I like all of the door design. This is very nice. This is not too traditional. It's actually a little bit more modern, and I do like that. This is kind of a German feel to me, just a little bit. Also, all of the handles and switches light up very nice at night. And I gotta say, guys, the driving position of this car is just exceptional. So what I'm gonna actually put the camera down. I'm actually going to hop in, and this is not quite my driving position. Let me see if I can move this seat forward. One cool feature about the Ford Mustang is that when you want to get in and out of the vehicle, the seat actually slides back, so you have room to get in and out. But you guys can kind of see my driving position to where I'm sitting right now. Tons of space. This is almost like a touring car, but it's not a touring car. And that's one thing I love about a Mustang. Like, they make them big, kind of, but it's not a big car, but they feel big. And I also just love the driving position in general. Like, this is exactly where you want to be if you're in a car like this that you can daily drive every day. There's some cars that I've driven in my past videos that are sports cars, and I wouldn't really drive those every day. This, you could drive every day. There's no way I'm going to fit in the back, so I'm not really going to try, but you're not really supposed to put people back there. You can if you need to. Let's say you're, a guy going out and you got a couple of girls. You can fit some girls back there. They ain't going to be big girls, but you can put some girls back there. There's a few things I really liked about the vehicle that I want to talk to you guys about. So one thing is pretty cool. Push start right there. And then if you get the digital dash, it has this cool, forgive me guys, I gotta put gas in it. It's got a really cool customizable gauge cluster. So for example, I can go down to this button right here, and this allows me to change the mode. And when I change the mode from normal to Sport Plus, it changes the gauges as well. The thing is too that's really neat is you have your air inlet temperature, cylinder head temperature, air fuel ratio, which is absolutely a must when you have a performance vehicle. Vacuum, so you know if you have any vacuum leaks or anything, then you have your voltage. Love all those. You definitely need those if you have a vehicle like this. And especially if you're going to customize and get some performance mods out of it, you want to know what your car is doing. And some of you guys might not know what all that does, but once you start getting into the culture and understanding the cars, you're going to realize you need every single one of those. This one has a nice little touchscreen here. Nothing too big, but again, it is a sports car. You don't want it to be big. And I actually love how Ford is keeping these vents here. Super classic, super original, and they work pretty well. And I like this material here. This is super nice. I don't think this might be metal, guys. I'm not exactly sure. Today, plastic is so good that it can feel like metal, so I'm not sure, but that feels like metal. And then you're gonna have heated and cooled seats in this one. Your traction control button is right here. Your steering, your customizable steering option is right here. You can go from normal to sport. And then you have your driving modes, which is normal, sport, track, snow, and wet, I believe. I do like the shifter, even though it is an automatic. You pull it into drive, and then when you push this down, it is nice and notchy. That is so satisfying. Now, when it comes to the sound system in this thing, guys, it is a Bang & Olufsen sound system. I'm talking about will shake the car. Super great sound system. If you can get that in your Mustang, I highly recommend it. Now it's about time to go on a POV drive, but I want to explain something about the Mustang because I don't feel like a lot of people are explaining this when it comes to this car. When it comes to a Mustang, Ford has done a few things right for a very long time. They put great engines in their cars. Now I know there's the Ford 6, there's their 2-valve back in the day that wasn't the greatest engine. At that time we had the LS1 to be exact. Right now we have the Coyote. The Coyote heads flow so well that when it comes to performance, getting power out of a Coyote or an LS, I would choose a Coyote because I've seen it and I've been in both. A Coyote pulls hard with just a couple pounds of boost. A LS does the same thing, but it's not quite the same. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but there's a ton of videos out there where hands down a Coyote has outperformed a LS on the same type of turbo system, the same supercharger, same amount of boost. A Coyote has better numbers. I also want to say that there's little things I like about the car, like for example, the AC. Guys, the AC blows hard in all Fords. It will, I mean, You could be on the highway doing like 70 miles an hour with the windows down. You turn that AC all the way up, you feel it blowing on you like someone's got a leaf blower. It's incredible. And all Fords are like that. My dad had a 2006 F-250 back in the day, and that, I never forget that we could literally like die from how cold it could freeze us to death. So yeah, there's just certain things about a Ford that they've been doing very right for a long time. And the one last thing is the drivetrain. Guys, the drivetrain on Fords right now are just exceptional. The 6-speed is absolutely bulletproof and strong, and it's quick, it's easy to shift. Probably one of the best transmissions when it comes to a manual transmission, and it can take loads of power, loads and loads of power. Now, the automatic, all right, the 10-speed automatic is one of the nastiest automatic transmissions on the market. There's videos of guys, you know, putting a torque converter, just changing the torque converter out with a little bit of a stall. These transmissions have taken over 1,000 horsepower on stock internals, and there's guys that are running F-150s with the same transmission, making over 1,000 to the wheels, and the transmission can hold that power and weight and everything. It's incredible. So yeah, this transmission is going to last a very long time in these cars, and that's actually why I wanted the 10-speed auto, because I wanted to figure out for myself. Everybody knows the 6-speed is going to do well, but you know, we got to see the other stuff that people aren't really talking about. I think it's time to go do POV. Let's get to it.